In today's video, I'm going to talk about the concept of $1 trillion. I'm going to explain just how much money that is, what it would look like, and what it would buy. Stay tuned. By now, you've no doubt heard of the $1,200 stimulus check that many Americans will be receiving this month. Those checks make up $300 billion of the $2 trillion CARES Act signed into law to combat the event I'm calling the Big Obvious, for YouTube reasons. It's easy to let your mind go blank when hearing or reading a number like 2 trillion. That's because your brain can't understand a number that large. For example, if I got 2 trillion likes on this video, the YouTube algorithm would simply break. Don't believe me? Let's give it a try. Let's get this video to 2 trillion likes and hashtag break YouTube. Speaking of comments, I've been getting a lot of support from you guys in the comments, and I wanted to show you my appreciation. I'm going to highlight a comment from my last video. Today's highlighted comment comes from Sheshvayu Hanla. I wanted to thank Sheshvayu for commenting, and encourage the rest of you to comment in the videos for a chance to be featured. Even 1 trillion is a number your brain doesn't quite grasp. A number like 1 trillion tends to get lumped in with numbers like 1 million and 1 billion. Your brain just lumps them all together as being really large numbers, but you can't quite understand their value. I remember President Barack Obama used to make speeches talking about millionaires and billionaires in the same breath as though they were closely related. They couldn't be more different. I remember Tony Robbins gave an example of how different those numbers are. He said 1 million seconds was 11 days, 13 hours, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds ago, while 1 billion seconds is 31 years, 251 days, 13 hours, 34 minutes, and 54 seconds ago. Now you're beginning to understand how different 1 million and 1 billion are. Perhaps you're ready to understand how extreme 1 trillion is. 1 trillion is 1,000 times larger than 1 billion. So a trillion seconds is 32,000 years ago. Since we've dealt with imagining the differences between 1 million, 1 billion, and 1 trillion seconds, it's time to apply that to something a little bit more exciting. Let's apply that idea to money. When most people hear that someone has $1 million, they think that person is rich. However, $1 million simply isn't as much money as you think it is. For example, let's start out with the specs on a $100 bill. It's the largest single bill in regular use in the United States. A quick Google search will tell you that US currency bills are 2.61 inches wide, 6.14 inches long, and 0.0043 inches thick and weigh 1 gram. That's enough for a typical dinner and a movie date on average in the United States. Now, for the sake of building the argument, let's talk about $10,000. $10,000 is a 1-inch thick packet of 100 $100 bills. It weighs just under a quarter of a pound, and that's about a third of the cost of the average car in the United States. Now let's talk about $1 million. $1 million is 100 packets of $100 bills. Organized neatly into 10 stacks, this just about fills out one of those metal briefcases you see people carrying around in the movies. The money alone weighs 22 pounds. That's enough money to buy a 5,000 square foot residence in Detroit or 800 square feet in New York City. Just a reminder, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button below to improve your outlook on money in your life. Tune in, take action, and take charge of your money. $1 million is kind of a letdown, isn't it? It's not quite as much money as people think it is. But we're not done. How much money do you think $100 million is? $100 million fits onto a pallet spread evenly and stacked about 3.5 feet tall. You'd probably need to get a forklift to move it because it would weigh over 1 US ton. This is enough money to buy your own 25,000 square foot chateau in Los Altos, California, or your own massively multiplayer online role-playing game much like World of Warcraft, built to your own specifications. $1 billion can be thought of as $1 million 1,000 times. $1 billion is as impressive as $1 million was disappointing. $1 billion fits into 10 pallets of similar fashion to the $100 million example. It weighs 11 US tons. If you had $1 billion, you'd probably be buying influence rather than material things. But if you insist, you can buy 2 White Houses, or 6 F-35A fighter jets, or nearly any NFL team of your choosing. $1 trillion is 2/3 of all of the US paper money in existence at any one point in time. You can think of it as $1 million 1 million times. In examples similar to the previous two, $1 trillion is 10,000 pallets of $100 bills. They can be stacked 2 pallets high and fill 2.2 acres of land. That's roughly 1.5 football fields. It weighs 11,000 US tons. With $1 trillion, you can probably buy anything you wanted and still have several fortunes left over. According to Fox Business, you can buy every professional sports team in every professional sport in the United States. Think that's wild? You can buy every available share of Amazon and still have $5 billion to spare. You can wipe out 2/3 of the student loan debt in the United States. And remember, the United States, in a single bill, just injected twice that much money into our economy. In fact, the Federal Reserve gave U.S. banks $1.5 trillion during the week of March 12th. There's even the belief that the next round of stimulus, due to the big obvious, could put another $1.5 trillion into the economy, on top of the previous $1.5 trillion from the Fed and the $2 trillion from the CARES Act. That would be $5 trillion, or 3 times the amount of existing U.S. currency created over the course of a month. Feel free to share your thoughts on that in the comments. We often hear numbers like million, billion, and trillion used, but we don't quite grasp how much that is, or even differences between one denomination and the other. Well, a million seconds was 11 days ago, a billion seconds was 31 years ago, and a trillion seconds was 32,000 years ago. Each number is exponentially larger than the other. The U.S. enacted the $2 trillion CARES Act to fight the big obvious. Few people understand how much money that is. Hopefully this video brought you a step closer to understanding how much money $2 trillion is and how much is being done to fight the big obvious. Well, that's my video on how much money $1 trillion is. I appreciate you watching. Let me know any questions, comments, or topic suggestions you might have on personal finance in the comments below. Be sure to support us on all of our social media platforms. Follow us on YouTube and now on Facebook at Smart Money. Links will be in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be the first to know when I come out with new content. Thanks again for all the support in the comment section, and a special thanks to Shishoryu Hanma, who was our first featured comment. Make sure you join the discussion for a chance to have your comment featured. Make sure you like the video for the algorithm and be sure to share the video with a friend. Check the links in the description for offer information. Lastly, the stock market is set up perfectly to buy stocks at a discount right now. Even if you're just curious and looking to start with $100 or even less, I'd recommend using Robinhood. It's completely free, plus if you use my link, you'll get a free stock just for opening an account. It's a win-win. Comment below and let me know what you get. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.